Alright, so after you import your videos, it should automatically turn it all into a sprite, which when it does, what you want to do is click the sprite, come over to the right in this column, scroll down until you find use as container, click where it says yes, open the drop down menu and select no. And where it says show effects, which is right below use as container, click it, choose the drop down menu and select yes. After doing that, any effects that you do try to apply should show up and change up in this preview. Now, the effects you're going to use are simple effects. They're like automatic, they're like auto effects. And to get those, like say you want to auto change the contrast, you're going to want to go to video effects, which is right here. Here's my mouse from the preview to the video effect, and click it, go down to adjustments, and then choose auto contrast, and make sure it says the whole parent duration right here. Then you click OK. Now you can't really see it on this part, but it's a slight change. If you look in the shadows, you'll see a change a little bit, just a little bit. See? And then you go back to video effects and say you want to do auto levels, and you click it, whole parent duration right here, and choose OK. Now when I move it so you can see a head point, this is what it would look like if I turn it off. See, it goes slightly blue. Then it goes to like how it should look in person. And you want to go back to video effects, go down to adjustments again, and then choose auto gamma. Again, do whole parent duration, and then choose OK. Now this is where it might get super blown out, and all you'll want to do is choose auto gamma, and down here where the yellow bars are, select auto gamma, and then come over to the right, and where it says transparency, what you want to do is change it, like lower it from 100 to a number. I'd suggest doing 50. All you got to do is highlight 100, type in 50, and then press enter on your keyboard. See? Notice how it changed? Now when I turn off the preview, that's how it used to look. Turn it back on, that's how it looks now. And some other things we're going to do are back in video effects, under filters, you're going to do the Wiener or Weiner denoise, which is again under filters, and it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the 7th one in the list. Wow, that's pretty far down. But yeah, Wiener denoise. It's designed to remove all the grainy features. So you choose it, select whole parent duration, and then choose OK. If you see it, notice how it's a little blurry. If I turn off the preview, it comes into focus. Turn it back on, it gets a little blurred. Again, this is one you want to change the transparency on, so you want to go click click it here in the where the bars are, come over to the right, go to transparency, which is right here. Click it, come to the right, go up to transparency, which is about halfway through this column, highlight 100, and then type in 50, then hit enter. I like 50. 50 is like a golden number. It's like half of everything. And then another thing you're going to want to do is go back into video effects, go down to filters, and then choose sharpen. Sharpen will make everything pop a little bit. Again, you want to do whole parent duration after you select sharpen, and then click OK. Now, depending on what you're filming, you might want to go to the transparency and change it a little bit. This one, depending on what you're filming, you might want to cut it in half as well, or maybe even more. I'd suggest going for a half at first and seeing how it looks. And what you would want to do for that is to just click on sharpen in the little bars here. Go over to the right, find transparency, highlight 100 and type in 50. Anything between, I'd say 30 and 50 depending on what you're filming. So if it's like a bunch of leaves and grass, then try to do like 40 or 50, maybe even less than that, but yeah. So let's say 45, enter. Now this is, I moved it ahead so you can see what it will look like outside. Now when I turn everything off, this is how it looked beforehand. Turning off all the previews. That's how it looked beforehand. And now with all the previews on, here's an after. Now, another thing I want to show you is how to add an overlay. What you want to do is go to add object, which is next to a video effects. You want to click add object, go down to image, and you want to find the image you wanted to use. It could be any image. I'll just choose this random sign. But yeah, you just click it, select open, and I'd suggest doing whole parent duration because then you can just change it down in the timeline. So you just choose OK. What you want to do is select the image into little bars, and then you want to resize it. Resize it to anything you want, especially if it's a little logo. And then you can put it into whichever corner you want. And to make it so it doesn't play through the entire video, what you want to do is go down to the bars, click it again. Then at the very end you'll see a little tiny square. It's the resize tool. You just click and hold the mouse button down and then drag it to the left. And then that'll make it so it doesn't play all the way through. Now some things you won't have to readjust. What you want to do is go to add object, choose image, find the image you want to add, in which case it'll be on my desktop. And you just click it, choose open, whole parent duration, select OK. And since it's the right size for the entire video, you won't have to change its size. And you can just keep it the way it is. One thing you'll want to do though is change how long it plays for. If you don't, it'll play through the entire video, which is fine. but sometimes you just want it at the beginning or at the end. So if you just want it at the beginning, you go down to the bars, click it, find its resize, scroll all the way to the left, and it'll only play at the beginning. And another thing you can do is right click it, select copy, and then right click again, and then select paste. And after you do that, it'll create a copy of it. But all you'll have to do now is to drag it all the way to the end, and it'll play it again at the end of the video.